right, and we're back, everybody, with our Microsoft E3 post-show analysis. This is, for myself, I'm Brian Thomas. This is Brandon Cox, Anthony Salvatore, Gary Hines, and we're just gonna keep this rolling. We're gonna talk about Microsoft's E3 press conference right now. So, Steve, what do we got first? What do we got first on the docket here? So
Halo?
they showed off Halo Infinite. So I would say just go ahead and let's play it. Yeah, let's just watch this bad boy.
It's an engine demo.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Just bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. So it's an Xbox exclusive,
As you would imagine.
as you would imagine with Halo.
Sony pick it up.
Gary, I need to talk to you about this real quick. Let's just watch. Let's watch this though.
It's coming to PC.
Why didn't they call it Halo 6 Infinite?
I have no idea. I don't know what Microsoft and 343 are doing with Halo. To tell you the truth, I mean,
Give it back to Bungie. That's what I'm saying. Give it back to Bungie.
I don't think so. I mean, really, Bungie completely failed Destiny 2. So
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
that.
but
Well,
if
that's the best thing
they
too,
come
is
back,
later only.
if they come back and do 7, 8,
Correct.
9, I think they do a better job than 343. No.
I mean, I think they just need to listen to the community of Halo and go back to just a true Master Chief story. Just like Master Chief. My thing, like the Prometheans, just not connecting with people, just like the Flood did and the Covenant.
Yeah.
I feel like for this next one, you just need to have a Master Chief story where you have Flood and Covenant only in it.
Okay.
Whether that means that you just kind of make this a spin-off. Like this is what Master Chief was doing before Halo 5.
Okay.
Something like that, maybe?
So what you're saying is, so Halo 1, 2, and 3 happen,
Yep.
but
Halo 4.
Halo 4, 5, and 6 are prequels to.
No, I would say like you have Halo 4, and then Halo 5 is where Agent Locke's chasing Master Chief or whatever. This
So-
one can be in between.
5 and 6, like time wise.
In
Now, is
between
that
4 and
Chief?
5.
Is that Chief? Is
Yeah,
that his
it's
helmet?
Chief. Yeah, it's a Mark
See,
5.
that's what I
armor.
said.
So somebody,
have a green
I've
Spartan.
read that might not be Chief, and I'm like, I don't.
Well, the original Spartan, I think the Spartan 5s, or they might be the Spartan 7s actually, all had the same armor. Master
Okay.
Chief's the last one, is
Sole
what the story
survivor.
is. So
is
it
it
potentially
117 or is he 113? Do you know?
he's 117.
Yeah.
But what do you think the Infinite moniker is? What do you?
A lot
I don't know.
of a lot of people are making me think, because they've been saying this shit. Oh, here we go. That's Chief.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
343.
But
Jump
do you
in.
think that has anything
Don't
to
need that
do
ad.
with like online play, like the Infinite moniker?
It could be a battle royale.
Oh, come
I mean, you guys roll your eyes.
on.
I think
Yeah,
Halo is more fit for a battle royale than Call of Duty than
Oh,
Battlefield.
absolutely.
Yeah, but
I
it's
just
gonna
don't.
get-
I just don't want Halo to be that.
It's-
you know
it's
what I
gonna get
mean?
to
I
this
want
point.
better for Halo.
Could be
Yeah.
an addition.
It's gonna get to this point where every multiplayer experience we have is this battle royale.
It's not true.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
but-
like Mario Party battle royale.
Mario Party
that's
Online would
true,
be sick.
Cox,
That's
but
not a
the,
thing.
the thing is, battle
It's
royale
fucking
is
Waluigi.
super hot right now.
I get it.
You
but
have shitty ass games like Realm Royale or whatever.
Yeah.
That came out from the makers of Paladins. That is like pulling in crazy numbers of people because it's a battle royale. It's a shitty ass game.
But there will be a time where we're gonna get fatigued by it, and we're gonna
Correct.
get
We
sick
will.
of
But
it.
you
should
got
tell
to
them.
you
And
got to
the more we-
imagine 343 is trying to get in front of that.
Sure, and the more we put in our games, the less they're probably gonna have replay value because they're all just battle
It's
royale
only
experiences.
just a battle royale.
Well,
I mean, Halo's
sure,
not just
but-
a battle royale.
Yeah,
know.
that's what I'm. That's kind of
kind-
where. Yeah, like Anthony, that's perfect. I would hope that there's still single player and like a compelling story with Master Chief.
I would want a Master Chief story. I mean, truthfully, I just want classic Halo multiplayer, Halo 2, Halo 3.
Would you be
get rid of
okay
Spartan
with
abilities, get rid of all
a-
that bullshit?
A like a battle royale mode in multiplayer.
Yeah. Yeah, if you had Battle Royale as just like a side mode, I think Halo's perfect with all the different vehicles, with all like the mongooses and warthogs and just
And
like
banshees.
banshees. And instead of people being Master Chief, they're all ODSTs.
Perfect.
I think it's the perfect type of world for that, comparatively so to then a Battlefield or a Call of Duty or whatever.
Yeah, because it just makes a little bit more sense.
To have that.
as a game mode, not as the only game mode.
Correct.
Yes, exactly.
Correct. But I mean, I'm excited that it's coming to PC. That's really
The main.
the first one since the first one, right?
Well, 2
No,
came
that's not
to
true either. No.
yeah.
Oh,
two-
that was more of a
Question. Yeah, I don't.
on launch, it would be the first Halo to ever come to PC on launch.
Yeah, that'd be true. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve. What
right
he
back
said.
at ya.
Right back
Yeah.
at you.
Okay.
Well,
You got me.
All right.
Well,
let's move
what
on
do you wanna
to
look
we,
at next?
I want to
excited
talk
to see
about
it.
Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I figured
Yes.
this is a Brian game.
This is a Brian game
I
through
saw
and
this
through.
and I
He
was
played,
like,
yeah.
this
Yep.
is his jam.
This is perfect. Hey Steve, can you do me a solid?
Nope. But
Close that window or the sliding door.
I'll see what I can do.
So I'm a huge fan of Ori and the Blind Forest, and this sequel they teased last year at E3, and I'm so fucking excited for this sequel. This is, for those of you that don't know, it's a Metroidvania, but it's like a platforming Metroidvania. So kind of like the platforming
Guacamelee.
sections of Guacamelee.
yeah, it's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, God, no. But yeah, this game is all about the music and the art style and the wonderful platforming. I'm fucking so pumped up about this game.
Yeah, and I understand it's not in the Blind Forest anymore. He leaves the Blind Forest.
I don't know, Brendan.
That's what I've heard.
Did you play the first game?
No, but I've been
So he
keeping up.
leaves the location of the first one and he's just in a minecart level. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong.
DK.
Yeah.
Because correct me if I'm wrong. This does not look like the Blind Forest.
No, it looks exactly like the Blind
well
Forest.
like the snowy.
well, this looks like a
like
graveyard.
that fiery
The
scene.
fuck do you know about the Blind Forest?
Well,
Brendan, I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot of different locations in Ori and the
been,
Blind Forest.
Brandon, you should probably just shut up right now.
Oh, snap.
been reading about it for Brian.
Oh, thank you.
So
I am illiterate. I appreciate that. Although, you know what I will say? I don't necessarily like that this villain looks to be similar to the villain in the first one. Because it's like a giant eagle is the villain in the first one, or a
like
raven
King
or
Cruel.
something. It's a
just
giant.
keeps the same villain for each one.
I just kind of wish that they did something different going off of the ending of the first one. So we'll see. And I don't know what's happening here with this like Pandora tree from Avatar there at the end, but I'm real jazzed up about it, guys. Does this have a date, Steve?
No.
God damn
Look at
it.
the list.
20. It says 2019.
I don't know,
Is
but
it
I
a
might
year?
have a more accurate date in there, to be
All right,
honest.
I'll
'Cause I
take
did
it-
some research.
I'll take a quick look. I'll
Some
take a
stat
quick
shit.
glance while.
Also, Ori and the Blind Forest is on sale on Steam right now.
Yeah, and I believe it's also on the Xbox. So go pick that up. All right, let's move on to a game that Anthony's penis is really hard for.
Ooh, yes.
think
me,
everyone's-
me too. I saw this.
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just tell you, it's the creators of Bloodborne making a new game. They
Software.
Yeah, they teased it. When did they tease this? I want to say late last year. So I'm just going to kind of fade into the distance
No.
because I don't give a shit.
There's probably a ghost of
Oh,
the ghost game looks sick though.
yeah. Okay, so if mine.
We'll save
Ninjas
that.
are so hot right now.
hey,
We'll say that. There's like 3 new Ninja games coming
missing my
out.
church
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, this is not the game I was looking at.
No,
Okay.
no.
This looks incredible though, to me. As somebody that's going through Dark Souls Remastered right now.
Yeah, how far are you, brother?
Not very far. Not very far at all.
Is this a
So he has a prosthetic. So they're saying like his arm could have different attachments to it.
was this the Japanese like
I think I stopped watching this trailer
Originally
because
game?
it was all in Japanese.
it's in Japanese and they dubbed it in English?
I guess.
Something
Sure.
like
I don't know.
I think they.
I mean,
they
I
usually
will
do
say
English.
this. I will say this.
so-
This setting is much more interesting to me than
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Neo. I know Neo is similar,
Roughly, yeah.
but I don't know. Like, this guy's arm's all fucked up. I want to know what's happening
So
there.
he lost his arm in the battle, I think, before this. And
well,
then-
it's interesting because they like if you die, you can come back, right? They show that off.
correct.
No, for the
This
what-
verticality they were talking about. So
hit me, Gary.
yeah, so they're talking about the verticality in this game in the combat, and they kind of showcase it a little bit here. It seems to be a lot faster than Dark Souls.
That was gonna be my question.
You know, a lot more vertical.
Power
So,
bomb.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be hard as hell.
Anthony, now you played Ninja Gaiden, right? The
Yeah.
remakes. Do you think that this looks like a Ninja Gaiden mixed with Dark Souls a little bit? Or
It's gonna have the combat from Dark Souls, or
Yeah.
Bloodborne, and then it's gonna have the same
I feel,
setting.
I'm
as the-
seeing. Well, I'm seeing a like the quickness of Ninja Gaiden in a lot of this. Like it's
He
gonna be.
did have the after image in Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah. So like he just comes back to life and kills this dude. So do you think that like you can come back to life and then if you die a second time, then it's like game over. You have to go back.
There's probably
It's a one time.
like a risk reward system where like you give something up to come back at a certain
okay.
point.
So,
know,
like,
a
you
certain
give
amount of
half your souls or something?
Correct. He was also saying like it's more of a technique, like it's used so you can play dead
Oh,
and
that's
fool
cool.
the enemy, and then you come back to life, and that's why you see him
Very
stabbed. in
This
the head.
grapple seems like you can use it to for a bunch of different things, not just traversing the landscape. You also can use it in battle. Yeah. So this is definitely by day one for you guys.
Yeah.
I'll be all over that.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it because I don't give.
You're
a
not gonna
crap.
try that
No.
with the samurai setting?
No,
Alright, come
not
on.
even a little bit.
Really?
Fallout 76 we can skip, I would imagine.
What the hell?
The
is
fuck
it,
was that?
Captain
Yeah.
Spirit?
So that's
a-
from the creators of Life is Strange. So it's the sequel to Life is Strange. It is basically it's just set in the same world, different character. A lot of people were really excited about it. I'm not huge into it,
It's
but
free.
it is free. The
It's
first
100%
episode
free.
is free, I think.
Oh, so it's no.
It's not out right now. It's coming out, I want to say, later this month, the first episode. So you can try it out for free, see if you like it. But he's like a 9 or 10-year-old kid with a dad, and he like makes these adventures that he's some sort of superhero. It's kind of cool, but I'll pass because I didn't like Life is Strange, and that's
Never-ending story,
usually a
or-
Brian game, right?
Yeah, that seems about right.
But I'm gonna pass on that. I might play it because it's free, but I doubt it'll hook me.
Let's move on.
Let's move on to Crackdown 3. I guess we can watch it. They delayed this,
Old Spice.
I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago, to February 22nd of 2019, which is actually the same day as Anthem, which is basically Iron Man
Yes.
meets Destiny.
So good luck with that.
I'm kind of all in on Anthem right now. I'm kind of excited about it.
The opposite. We'll talk about Anthem, but Crackdown. This game has been in development hell for a while now.
Yeah.
I was
Terry Crews.
I mean, they announced it what? The first E3 with Xbox One?
Yeah, I think they announced this in 2013. Because that was the trailer where they like,
And we're in
it was like
2016
four
now, right?
four players and they blew up a building and like.
Yeah, they talked about everything. It's destructible.
We are still in 2016.
You got that joke, Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been going on for a while. I don't know what to think of this game anymore. I
Yeah.
really don't.
I mean, it still looks like I feel it looks like a blast
Yeah.
to play.
Literally?
Great.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
No. Where's
I
Justin?
just think
That's pun doesn't.
it just
get me
seems
through.
old.
Yeah. No,
think-
Brendan, you were saying this off air. Like it just seems like it's in a past generation.
What makes it unique?
It's that
That's
right
cool.
there, jumping.
It's a blast, huh?
No, ship blows up. That's what makes it. That's all it's offering.
Although you just went from like a car combat or a car driving up a fucking building to a tank.
Sounds
So
like
that was
Just
kinda
Cause.
cool.
Sounds like Just Cause. Oh, for Just Cause 4 is coming out. It's the same thing. So why are we gonna buy?
You don't get Terry Crews.
I don't
You
know.
don't get
This
superpowers.
this action does look a
game.
lot of fun to play. I don't think it's going to blow. Like I said, I don't think it's going to blow the doors off of anybody. But I think it's just going to be a solid first-party exclusive for Microsoft, which they desperately need right now.
Gives him something.
Which I think we should also talk about right now is that they gathered up 5 different studios.
They did. Yeah.
So that way that they can have exclusive games for the Xbox One, which I think is really smart.
Playing the long con.
long con. Also, there's rumblings that the next system, the Scarlet's going to be shown next year. It's a perfect way to completely kill any sales for Xbox One that you may have in the next
I
year.
don't have sales to kill.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but like, why
My
would you?
tweet wasn't it?
Yeah,
What's-
it couldn't get any
Couldn't
worse.
get any
Sales
fucking
are
worse
gonna-
at this point.
I mean, you really couldn't. I mean,
They're not.
I'm a huge Xbox guy.
I know.
Why would I even buy an Xbox?
Not
I mean,
until the
and
next
especially
one's
now,
shown
like,
off.
I mean, all their games come to PC anyways, but
Yeah.
And they don't have any exclusives this year. They have
Yeah.
Sea of
2019.
Thieves and State of Decay. And then so we'll get into it, but they also have DLC for Cuphead. Which
Yeah.
balls up.
hear that, honey?
So let's move on to the next thing. What else did Microsoft show off after
This one I'm excited for. Go up.
Metro Exodus?
Do you wanna take a look
yeah,
at
yeah,
that?
yeah. So is it Exodus? Or?
I think it's
It's
Exodus.
Exodus. Yeah.
It's also-
It's not Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's not Exodius.
So I've never played a Metro
basic
game,
English.
but this looks like I would love it.
Yeah, I mean,
I like first-person shooters that have stories. So
so the story in this is fantastic. The best thing about it is the survival aspect of the Metro games. So, like, bullets are currency. So you either shoot your bullets or you can use them to buy stuff.
Okay.
The first game takes place obviously in the Metro. You're underground, and it's like kind of like a nuclear wasteland up top. And then you have to like manage your oxygen levels. You got to manage all these different things when you come up
Gotcha.
onto the surface.
So it's kind of like a survival shooter.
Yeah, you put this gas mask on. The more you're running out of oxygen, like your mask will start fogging up, but then you can use your hand to like wipe it off and all that stuff. It's really fucking cool.
It does, so it does look great, but it still has that like gray, brown tones to it, like a
The
gritty,
depressing.
depressing shooter, which I get because, hey, like it's a apocalypse, so dystopian future, if you will.
Yeah, I mean the only problem with the original game that it had was like the shooting mechanics were trash. So I'm interested to see how
This
they
kind
upgrade
of looks
that.
cool that like you can upgrade
Upgrade
your
weapons, like, see,
on
there's
the fly.
the wiping of the mask and all that stuff.
Graphics looks fucking crazy though.
Yep. So have you played the previous one? There was like 2033 and something else.
So I played the first one. The second one I started, didn't finish. The second one was more action
Okay.
than the first one.
Do you need to have played the previous ones to understand story?
I doubt it. I mean, it's
I
more of the
doubt
same.
it.
It's
It's a
more of the
zombie.
same.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
we
that's
could
it.
probably just watch a video,
Shit, some shark.
Yeah, you,
catch up on the story.
or you could just actually read the books, Brian.
Carry.
It's based off of bestsellers.
I don't know if
Or
you know
read.
this or not, but Brandon had to read up on Ori and the Blind Forest for me because I'm illiterate.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I
well,
didn't know
that worked out
I'll
for
never
you.
bring that back
It was
up.
very.
It's a painful memory for me. So,
It was riveting.
But yeah, no,
storytelling.
I'm excited for this. And you can actually get Metro, and the second game is called like The Lost Something. I have no idea.
I don't
I just
know.
made that up. But you can get them for like probably like $5 in a package. I know they always deal them together.
yeah, it's like the bundle deal there.
Yeah, the bundles, like it's
The
super
$5
cheap
bin.
if you want to even just try it out to see what it's about.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of all about this right now.
Yeah, I think it looks really cool.
Seems cool. Yeah.
And the next thing, so Kingdom Hearts 3 was shown off literally everywhere, but Sony had the best trailer for it, so I guess we could watch it at
fucking
Sony.
Frozen trailer. I'll say that.
They had
so
like 20 different trailers for
We
it.
can talk about Sea of Thieves, really. I don't know if we necessarily need to watch the trailer,
We don't
but
need to watch
Sea of Thieves is basically showing off 2 new characters for representing like the Order of Souls type of thing, and the DLC is coming out later this year, right?
Yep.
It's more story, this kind of stuff that I would want from
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves.
So it's officially getting a story in it.
Yeah, so I don't know. Once this kind of comes out, I think I might return back to it.
It's just one of those games. I mean, I've turned it on every now and then, played with some people. It's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It's hard
like,
because there's no direction.
yeah, I mean, I think personally, actually, the best thing that could have happened to Sea of Thieves from launch was that they lost some players because it stopped you from trying to get more treasure all in once. Like, if that makes any sense. So, like,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
when we
because-
go through, we would
yeah.
get like 2 treasure chests and,
And
be
like,
like, shit, we're
we
gonna
gotta-
run into somebody. We got to go back to like bring
The
this in.
island.
But now that there's less players,
You can do like 8 or 9.
You can get like 8 or 9 treasures to turn them all in. So it actually has helped the game, in my opinion. But I
So
also
it-
think you need more content, like more variety of enemies. I would like to see the public events more. Like, and I know in the new DLC, just the stuff where you don't have all the different ships like fighting each other, but make us all want to play together to go
Yeah.
against a common enemy. I think would be really cool for
Kraken.
the game.
That's,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
There
Like-
is
like
so
an
there
Armada.
are other like giant bosses now.
Correct.
There are, and this looks like to add a few more.
Yeah,
as
so I
well.
mean, I think it's going to be one of those games that over time is going to
It's gonna
develop
be-
into something pretty nice.
I
but-
think like next year, spring of next year, when the game drops down to $15, it'll be a perfect time to pick it up and play with people.
shit,
because,
it's fun to play
Yeah.
with the people for a while, but once you're just starting to do the same thing, fighting the same enemies.
It's very repetitive very quickly.
Yeah, we've had some good laughs.
All right.
All right, we
Forza
only-
Horizon 4
Eh.
looks great. It's a car game. Let's move on. Battlefield 5.
do
Do
you
we want to talk about?
Depends
Cox,
on
you want to talk about
Yeah,
this?
yeah, sure.
All right, let's watch it.
All right.
I don't know.
Let's watch it.
HD.
Are you gonna pick this up, Gary, or
Of course I am, Cox.
I don't know.
I'm not going to play with you.
That's fine. I can only take so much smoke screens.
1 in 28.
So this is I've seen this
Kill
before.
death
It's a little
ratio.
bit weird because I feel like when they did Battlefield 1, they're focused on authenticity, and this one I feel like they're more focused on the gameplay now. And they've said that. They've actually said, it's not so much about authenticity. We want a nice gameplay experience. So like you'll see like female combatants, like I think a lady has like a prosthetic arm and stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm trying to say
Yeah, we're not gonna
females
get.
can't.
We're not gonna get
Have
into
a
that fucking
prosthetic
bullshit. Let's.
arm. So that was
That was a shit trailer, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah,
That was the story.
Is that
trailer.
what they showed?
Yeah, there was
in
a
general?
bigger trailer that they
sucks.
Check
introduced.
this out.
Yeah. So
Let's not do that.
Fuck this
Yeah.
guy.
So what I want to say about Battlefield 5 is I think that Battlefield 1, the gameplay just wasn't Battlefield. My favorite Battlefield has always been Battlefield 3. Just when it comes to like the team aspect of everything, I think they really amped up the ground operations mode for this game in particular. And everything I've seen from the mechanics, like I like the fact that you can lay on your back and like, go
Right.
into a room and you can lay back and like wait and stuff like that. I think they've really amped up the mechanics. The gameplay looks smooth, and I like the fact that you can revive anybody. So you don't have to be a medic to revive people. But if you are a medic, you revive them faster and give them more health. So they're really amping up teamwork in this game. And I think it's like Battlefield 4 had so many issues at launch. Battlefield 1 and Hardline just kind of sucked. This one has actually got me interested in coming back. So I think I'm going to pick it up. And it's also going to be my first Battlefield on PC. So I'm
Also
really
coming
excited
out,
about that.
October
Soon, yeah.
Yeah, it's
October
coming out
this year.
soon. I'm go-
October
I-
16th, I think it says.
Yep.
This is
Could be
definitely a pickup for me too.
Day one.
Because they're very good at battle. They've done World War II before, so I'm really interested to see how they kind of
Go back to it.
they go back to it. But I feel like they're gonna change it a little bit, which might be refreshing. But we'll see.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I know how they changed it, but I'm not gonna say.
I also like the war stories that they did in Battlefield 1. That was the only thing that I did enjoy was the way they did campaign.
And I believe they're
bringing it back.
doing something very similar in this one.
So the next thing that they showed off was We Happy Few, and they announced that they did get Compulsion Games as a first-party studio. So, which was
bottom.
weird because this is also coming out on other or it's coming out on the PS4.
So it's not an
The
exclusive.
deal was made after that. But so this is a story trailer, and I'm still really confused about this game because when that test came out, right? You played that beta test where it was kind of a roguelike where you died and it was randomly generated outside, but now there's also story to it. So it's not just you play it and then you die and you start from the beginning. There's like a story to it. So I think there's a story mode and like the roguelike.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Because the game, it looks great. It looks really fun. It has that like weird kind of Bioshock-esque.
I wanted a Bioshock when I
Yeah.
first saw this game.
And I think that's what they're doing, and that's why
Some
it's
drugs.
been delayed so long, is that they're making it more of a single
See this
player.
at PAX?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll see it and go, oh shit.
it's been a PAX the past.
Probably
while.
not if I haven't seen it by now.
It's like Brawlhalla. It's always there.
But yeah,
what?
this screams Bioshock to me, like
Yeah.
a stylized Bioshock. And it's because you take these drugs and
Yeah, and that's why I was so confused by that test, because once you get out of like that first
area. Yep.
like all the shit you're seeing right now is gone. It's just like this like desolate
Yeah.
city, and you're just going into like
Houses and doing random, like no
Crimes and
story
shit. Oh,
mode
shit.
whatsoever.
Got
It's just
dark
like
quick.
these guys kill you.
Yeah, this is
So-
this is nightmare fuel right here. This is
Yeah.
Okay.
this
So
is creepy.
basically, everybody in this world takes these pills to make them happy. But if you don't take the pills, it kind of shows you the reality of the world that you're actually in. So I think that that's like that desolate, dark area. But if you're on the pills,
you see this
then you
bright,
see this bright,
colorful-
colorful future. And I think it would be smarter to have like a story where it is just Bioshock. Really, you're going and doing this thing and infiltrating this place that's making the pills. But you can take the pills if you want to see these bright colors, or you can, not and have this really dark dystopian
August
future.
10th, huh?
August 10th is when it's finally coming out, which is great because I'm excited for this game. But again, I have no fucking clue if it's going to be single player, roguelike, like what the deal is.
I have no idea. I have
But-
no idea.
Next, Microsoft showed off Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. We don't have to watch that. Then they showed off The Division 2. I don't know if we want to save that for Ubisoft or if we want to watch.
Some of these you might want to save for
Yeah, just
the
save it for
actual
Ubi.
the actual developers and stuff.
Yeah, and then we can go to Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Not 100% sure. We could watch it. I mean, I'm excited. I know I'm going directly into
Yeah,
it.
I'm
You wanna
excited
watch
to.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Put this on.
Yeah.
I just want to see it again.
I did finish the other two, so I'm
Congratulations.
all caught up.
Congratulations.
Hit us with that big screen, Steve.
Oh shit. Yep.
My only thing with this right now is like they need to give her a dualies.
She's jacked. She's jacked.
They
up
need
in
to
this
give
one.
her fucking dualies.
Look at her. Look at those.
She still doesn't
fucking-
have her fucking dual pistols.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's been through a lot of
She might.
shit.
In this
Where?
one,
You
maybe.
don't lose 2 pistols.
You can't show that off. Can't
Bro.
show that off. That's
They've been teasing it. It's a cock
Look,
tease
at the
for
end of-
fucking
At the end of the first game,
since
she gets the
half
dualies.
these games.
At the end of the first game of the
series,
the
yes.
reimagining, she
They-
gets the dualies.
Yeah.
The second game, they just like
yeah.
forget about that. And now
Although you know what I do like, they're kind of bringing her. She's got the blue tank top on, which is reminiscent
That
of
her?
the first one. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
her.
that's her.
I don't. That's
Well,
not her face.
Well, yeah,
Bro,
it is.
Well, you saw the
Yeah,
block
it's-
face.
you-
PS1
yeah,
doesn't
they-
count.
That's-
I'm not.
you know what, Steve? They'll include a
Yeah.
PS1 classic skin.
like
That's
just
what
for
I need to
you.
be seeing.
I like that.
I need the triangle.
She's
tits,
older
too.
now. She spends her time climbing up jungle
She's
walls.
younger in this one.
Is she?
Yeah, it's
Is
a
it-
reboot.
it's
It's
a
a,
re- yeah.
reboot. She's
No,
I
like,
know
no,
that.
no. I'm saying it's like the progression of the reboots 1, 2, and 3. She's older than she was.
Oh.
in the
The only
first.
problem is it's too realistic. I don't need that.
Like she's been
I
through
don't
a lot
know.
of shit.
I think it looks great.
No, it does look good.
I'm
spends her-
also. So I know that they're marketing it on Xbox, but there's no sort of like exclusivity deal like they did with Rise of the Tomb Raider for like they
1
had it
year.
for a year before it came to the PlayStation. Which
those deals are stupid, anyways.
Correct.
I agree, they are really stupid. Which will
It
actually,
hurts the developers.
yeah, we'll talk about that with a trailer that's coming up, I'm sure. But this game looks pretty sweet. I'm wondering. I know that they said that there's going to be more tombs, which I'm really excited about because I thought that was one of the best parts of.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Rise?
the first game more than the second one.
I agree.
And I think one thing that I would like for them to incorporate into this game is having more of that. Say, I don't even know.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Okay, let me think about this. for a second.
Isolation.
Dual pistols.
How?
No, dual pistols is definitely one, but I want more like just non-regular bad guys. I want
Oh, are you looking
Supernatural
for
bad guys.
supernatural?
supernatural shit
Yep,
is what I'm looking for.
Yep, I want that too because the first one you're like, what the fuck is happening on this
Yep.
island? Why can't planes land here? Like, what the deal? But this is kind of
shit.
showing off a lot of that's like there's
At the
the
end.
eclipse there. There was like the shaman dude right
This guy
there.
right here. Oh, sorry.
I felt like the second one was a lot more just like normal baddies.
Do we know where she is? Looks like Mexico or somewhere.
And maybe
Like Latin
Mayans. I
American,
don't know, but
yeah.
this is coming out September 14th of this year, and I can't fucking
Mayans.
wait.
It's on the
September's gonna be
list.
stacked. You got Spider-Man, you got
this
Shadow,
is- this
Shadow of the
quality's gonna
Tomb
be pretty
Raider,
good.
you got something Spyro and something else.
Oh, you just check your list.
I don't.
The fuck is Session?
Session. You didn't see Session?
I don't know.
No. Hit Session. Gary's gonna be.
skateboarding game.
Oh no, it's a
Oh my
Skateboarding?
It's Skate 4 basically. Just
Well,
watch
but
it.
it's not Skate 4.
It is Skate 4.
But it's not.
Yeah. Well, it's not called Skate 4, but it's fucking
yeah,
Skate
it looks
4.
the same.
Just like Gary's, testosterone rise up a little
It's
bit.
not
here.
a bad thing either.
I'm a huge skater, bro.
Look at his. Look
I
at
got
his
my
flow.
fans on right now.
Look at that.
We're like, oh,
Yo, was that an ollie, bro? Did he just ollie
Look how
backflip?
fucking good that looks.
you know what I was
Double
wondering?
kickflip.
Do people like really skateboard anymore? Like
Yeah.
Bam
Yeah,
Margera,
Cox,
like,
they
fucking-
do.
Yes.
Cox.
Shut the fuck up.
It's just not as big as it was back in.
Is
like,
it
the
still
early
popular amongst
2000s.
the youths?
Jackass isn't on TV, so it doesn't.
Brennan, it's not as popular as it
also
once
true.
was, but it's still popular. But look at that. That looks
That was an ollie
fucking
backflip.
awesome.
Dark
and-
slide.
And you know
Wipe
what's
out.
you know what I really like is that it doesn't look like it's right behind you the whole time. It looks like the camera guy is following you around on a skateboard or on his feet like they actually do in real life
To keep up, yeah.
to keep up with you.
Yeah, but
Make it
I don't-
more realistic.
you thinking that's how? I wouldn't want that when I'm controlling
Playing the
guy.
game. I
I
don't know.
need it behind
You
me.
want to tone, yeah. Like
Because then if the camera starts moving, I'm like, what fucking direction am I going?
My
in?
favorite thing with the skate games was just the ones where you had to like hurt yourself. the
Yeah,
most.
or like jump off of a thing and then
Jump
land
off
into a trash
building.
barrel.
Yeah, that was my best part. I didn't like to like.
Black Desert. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
You-
I was
but
just saying I'm not that big into skateboarding.
no.
Yeah, it looks cool, Brian.
Black Desert Online doesn't look. It's,
No,
it's an
I'm not
MMO.
down with that.
Let's
go.
get
Yeah.
let's get.
Wanna do Devil May Cry?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Steven, are you
Okay.
ready for this?
kinda watched it, yes.
So what's this guy's name?
Dante?
Anthony? No, it's not Dante.
No.
That dude or
No,
the
the Devil May Cry. It's not Dante.
Virgil.
It's
Virgil.
Nero.
No,
it's Cyril.
No, it's
No, Virgil.
Nero is
It's Virgil.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
I
it's
thought it
not. The
was
main character
Dante.
of this game is not
Dante. It's Dante.
It's not Dante.
in this one, I thought
Look at he has no. His arm's broken.
I'm gonna.
It's Dante, Virgil.
I'm gonna stop you right there. So Dante is the one from DMC, right?
Correct.
This is not Dante.
this is
This dude
Dante.
right
They
here
changed
It's
his
not
hair.
Dante.
No. That dude right there
Main
is
character.
Virgil.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Main character.
Let's look at Ray right now. Anyway,
Devil.
watching some crazy
We're
shit.
watching some trailer.
Yeah.
You know what I will say? I was talking about this with like the God of War franchise. Is like Devil May Cry is one of those games that are like beat 'em up hack and slash like Bayonetta style.
Yeah.
What do they do to kind of stay with the times? You know what I mean? Like I haven't played.
It's story, really.
Yeah, but does that push you further enough where you're like, okay, I can play this boring combat over and over because of the story, or is the combat worth it to you guys?
It coincides.
Okay.
I mean, like it evolves with like the enemies you kind of face, and throughout the game, it periodically gets like more advanced, depending on. Like I said, the last one you have
His
to
name
play.
is Nero.
So this is Nero.
This is Nero.
Okay. So this is Nero. So you're not playing as Dante in this
No,
one. You're
you
playing
see
as
his arm.
Nero. Okay, that makes
Nero
sense.
was in Devil May Cry 4.
4. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he has an upgrade. I mean, the combat for me is the best part about
Okay.
the game. So like I think a lot of people have like this game looks like it incorporates a lot of the last remake, which a lot of people didn't like. With the good stuff of the original Devil May Cry's, like the combat in the last game was super solid to me.
Yep.
The story was just very campy.
So are you like wanting to get higher combos and things like that, trying to
you're
perfect
going for
it?
your like S rank or whatever.
Okay,
So like,
gotcha.
it's mechanically, it's appealing,
Yeah.
but it's not like a story based sort of like.
Hold on,
goes
wait a minute,
after
wait a
my-
minute. Here he is.
it's a
There he
fluid,
is.
yeah.
There's Dante.
Yeah.
Dante shows up
So
at the end there with a
There's a
fucking
rumor
old
that
beard.
there's going to be 3 playable characters. in
Dante,
this.
Virgil, and Nero.
Yeah.
So that doesn't have a date. It's just
Spring
spring
of
of
2019.
2019.
Yeah, I mean that series in itself like goes after my addictive personality, where it's like I need to get an S rank.
Yep.
Same thing with like the Batman Arkham series.
You gotta
Like,
get
if
that.
I don't get a perfect high combo on that, like I'll restart the level. Like, but that's the way that I just like go about it. But I'm super excited for that. So
Very nice. Tunic is a game that we saw at
PAX,
PAX.
yeah.
It is basically a Legend of Zelda-esque adventure game starring a fox.
kind of my hob.
A little bit. It's more. Yeah, I would say so. It's the studio from Night in the Woods, so both of those things have my name written all over it. I'll probably give this a shot. I don't know how great it'll be, but I think it looks pretty good. How long is the trailer, Steve? Just go ahead and give it a click. I think it's like
minute 30.
just kind of click in the middle there and just
We'll go from there.
and we'll just go from there. So yeah, it just kind of looks, it's got this beautiful art style. You're playing this little fox. It's just a Zelda clone.
It's a Brian game.
I don't know. I
Yes.
feel like a lot of people would enjoy this. I mean, it's definitely a me game. Don't get me wrong, but we'll
Yeah,
see
it's not
how
a-
it plays and how it works out. But I think it looks good. I don't think this has a date either. Let me just double check here.
Looks like hob.
No, we didn't play it at PAX. I don't know how polished it was.
It's coming out next year, so I doubt it'll be.
As good as hob. Yeah, me either.
I don't know, man. I couldn't do Hob. Just couldn't do it. I wanted to because I thought it looked amazing, but. All right, let's just watch Cuphead.
We're gonna keep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, let's watch Cuphead because the best part about this is that DLC stands for Delicious Last Course, which also indicates that it's
haven't
the
even
chef
seen this yet.
DLC.
which shows the chef.
Let's just watch.
Yeah.
Let's just watch.
Wow, it's not good. Audio version. It's not gonna really work.
You're not gonna hear
I'm
great
distracted.
music from the
Well, I mean, so
1930s.
right now we're watching Cuphead's DLC. So they show off, they're showing off Cuphead with Mugman,
Somebody asked me why do they have a straw?
because they're dumb.
'Cause they're
And introducing
they're
legendary Chalice as
Miss
Miss
Chalice.
Chalice. So she's the third playable character in the game. I wonder if you can go back So it's coming with a brand new island, new bosses, new weapons,
Like, you're gonna
and
be able to go back and play as Miss Chalice.
yeah, through the
throughout
other
game.
ones. So it looks like
As a co-op.
I'm sure it'll be like half of what the other one was. So that you'll get like half of an island, or you'll get, you know what I mean, like that.
It's gonna be like a zone.
Yeah, it's just gonna be another zone. So that's pretty cool.
I'm glad that they're doing this with Cuphead.
Yeah,
Like
me
it's
too.
what I've been saying.
Yeah, you're pretty
all
excited for
along
Jump
is
Force,
that they
right?
should have just been adding more bosses and stuff like that to it.
So I don't know. I don't give a shit about Jump Force, but Anthony might.
Yeah, we can skip it. I mean, I'm
People are
excited
raving
for
that it
Yeah.
looks like it's like a new type of fighting game. It looked cool as shit.
I think it's just incorporating all the anime characters.
Yeah.
Like Death Note's in there finally, which is pretty sick. But obviously, you're not going to know anything.
Wait,
No.
is this
Yeah.
a series of games?
Yeah, it's compiling all the animes into a fighting game.
Oh no, I'm saying is,
No, this is a brand new
it's a brand new-
game,
yeah.
but with all of a bunch of different anime.
It's like
as,
J-Star All Stars.
Yeah.
This one looks better.
It's like everybody from Dragon Ball Z,
One.
One Piece, all that, all that,
Naruto.
the whole
Naruto.
fucking
Death
thing.
Note.
Naruto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not really for me, but I'm glad that it is coming for people that do
How
like
long
it.
is the Dying Light?
Dying Light looks pretty good. I hear that Dying Light
Okay.
1 is amazing. Yeah, I'd watch it. I'd watch it while we just talk over it.
I actually just picked up Dying Light.
So this just looks more of the same, I think.
shit.
So, but everyone loved Dying Light, and I think it really it succeeded because of when it came out. So when it came out in January, I think of 2015, and that was before the whole
Apocalyptic.
early in the year, like Q1. I feel like that's kind of when people started realizing, like, oh shit, there is a spot for this earlier in the year, because now that first quarter is always jammed. Like, especially next year. Next year is going to be fucking slammed from January to, April is going to be
Even no delays.
I
filled
feel
with
like
games.
the Dying Light games like really got traction going
Mm-hmm.
more as time passed, because I feel like this game itself, at launch at least, was hindered by like Dead Island. Like,
Yeah, like it had the stigma of, oh, this is just a Dead Island thing.
correct.
But
But I
I've-
actually just picked this up on Steam
do
for
you-
like $10.
So the interesting part about this is that there's running along walls and like traversing, kind of like Titanfall, but there's also like a parkour. But there's a night and day type of thing where if you go out at night, you're more likely to get killed by like these zombies or ghouls, or I don't know what they're called. But
Like
then
I Am Legend.
during the day, it's mostly just people. So Dying Light 2, I think that's coming out in 2019.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Is it new Battletoads?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
they just showed
What?
off Battletoads.
What?
Yeah, they.
No.
It's literally
it's not
just.
yeah.
There's nothing. I think it's
No
yeah.
gameplay, but
No gameplay. It's just like, hey, there's
We're
three,
remaking, yeah.
and so
Yeah.
they're just showing off, upgraded visuals of like what Battletoads used to look like.
There's really nothing in that fucking.
It
There's
could be
zero. Yeah, it was
basically
just a
But is it
teaser.
going to be like a remaster, or is it going to be? Oh, it's a brand new game.
Body morphing genre mashups, 3-player co-op, couch co-op, and 4K hand-drawn 2.5D graphics. So sounds like it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Yeah, well, as you might imagine. Yeah.
So
Traditional.
the next thing that they showed off was Just Cause 4. I don't know if anyone's really jazzed up about that.
Nope.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Move on.
I can move on from that. Gears Pop, which I was really disappointed with. So
is not
they
a
brought
trailer.
out,
Everyone.
they brought out Rod Ferguson of the Coalition to talk about the new Gears game that they've been working on, and it is a Funko Pop game. I'm good,
Oh,
thank
this
you.
is dumb.
Yeah, so it's a Funko Pop Gears of War game, which I'm like, all right.
It's which one's mobile? Is this the next one?
I don't know if
Just a
this is
mobile
mobile.
one.
This could be mobile. Let's just keep watching the trailer here.
That's probably
It's
not
a
gonna say
weird
anything.
direction to go in, especially for Gears of War.
Yeah, it is, but it's not anything too crazy. I like that you get like General Rom is back, and it looks like you're working together. Like, so it's
is
a
the
mobile
small
game.
one.
It's a
Well,
mobile
the
game.
pop thing.
I
Yeah.
feel like this is a way
Yeah.
to sell more Funko Pops. I don't know.
No.
Yeah,
They don't need
I would
help with
agree.
sales.
And then
just
he
seems like a
also
weird-
went on to talk about Gears Tactics, which is XCOM in the Gears of War universe in Sarah. I would give this a shot because I'm slowly becoming like an
He just
XCOM
talks-
kind of
he just
guy.
talks about it.
Oh,
It's
they
very
show-
little.
Mario Rabbids really kind of like brought me back into it,
The
and as long as
tacticals.
it's a setting that I like, I'll give it a shot. Like XCOM, I'm not really a huge fan of because I feel like it's just more to an outsider. It's just like a generic type of alien space thing.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that Rod Ferguson showed off was Gears of War 5, which I'm fucking jazzed about. Yeah. So it looks like the main character is Kate from the first one, from the fourth one, I should say.
The love interest of
I don't know if I can't remember because I played 4 so long ago, but it looks like she's the main character, and
I know the symbol.
the symbol is
Symbol is
from the
important.
Horde.
Brian told me I'm not a big Gears of War guy, but that symbol right there, it's pretty important.
Yeah, it's a pretty important symbol.
Something about the locust
Mhm.
and
It is-
her
it's-
and her,
her grandmother's part of-
ancestry.
Yeah, so it sounds. If I'm gonna take a leap here, I'm gonna say that she's half human, half.
Locust.
She's the daughter of the Locust Queen.
Correct.
gonna
so
say
like,
she's
it's not
the-
her decision that she's
Yeah.
going to do something's
Yeah.
going to happen, but like right here, you see her confronting.
Marcus.
No, it's just
not
another
Marcus.
character.
That's just,
I'm interested to see, is it only going to be her story, or is it going to also like, because she's off obviously doing her own thing.
Because she leaves
the team.
JD, right?
Yep. JD and Marcus, who were there with her.
But Marcus is in this one.
Yeah.
So you see Marcus in a bunch of different things.
You see him in the combat, in the gameplay.
Yeah. Yeah, he shows up in a few cutscenes with her.
Yeah.
Like, so he's in the same area as she is. And
Well,
certain.
that's what I'm asking. Like, do you think it's going to be like one of those where she's going to be off doing her thing, Marcus, and
And then they meet
they're
up.
they're going to all go be on their own missions, but like each chapter might be something.
Oh, so you think like,
Oh,
okay,
coincides at
chapter
the
1
end.
is Kate, chapter 2 is Marcus or JD.
And then
or
eventually
whatever.
they meet up towards the
Yeah.
end. Something like that.
I could see
Definitely
that. I could
Lord of
also
the
see.
Rings.
So it
I
said
can dig it.
2019. I could see that being like a September, October release. And then the last thing that Microsoft showed off, Cyberpunk 2077. From the latest from CD Projekt Red, this game was displayed off in 2013,
13 was the first
and
one,
it's
yeah.
been just radio silent ever since. So they didn't. This trailer they didn't show too much of gameplay, but from what I've heard, this game can be either a first or a third person shooter that's cover based RPG.
First person only.
No, I've seen people say that it's third person as well behind closed doors.
like
They say
IGN.
third person is driving vehicles.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Then
you can go first or third while driving vehicles. I actually.
is it third when you're behind cover? Do you know? Because that would
hold on a
make
sec.
sense.
I have a tweet here that has like details from behind closed doors.
All right, perfect. So what we're really seeing is like this Blade Runner esque future society with a lot of like punk fashion. So you're getting, a lot of,
Blade
denim
Runner.
denim jackets with pins in
Jackets.
there, and like high neon color, like bright neon colors, and robots and like mohawks and
So the
Cyberpunk.
details that I
yeah,
have.
cyberpunk.
Game is
Steampunk.
FPS perspective. FPS perspective made to feel more personal. RPG with shooter elements, not a shooter with RPG elements. Multiplayer, multiple different progression systems, skills, perks, etc. V is the protagonist, urban merc hired gun.
Yeah.
Full character creation system, gender, looks, life path, backstory. You do not pick classes in the beginning. Class system is fluid based on choices. Characters from Cyberpunk 2020 lore will appear. You can combine classes. Story is personalized by player choice. Vehicles, flying cars. V is fully voiced character, so the main character is fully voiced.
It's good.
6 unique districts. Witcher was horizontally huge. Cyberpunk is vertically huge.
Oh, okay.
see.
That's
you can
cool.
enter buildings. There's mega
Element
buildings
style.
exist as well as multiple floors. No level scaling. 2 forms of XP.
Damn, it's pretty detailed.
It's pretty awesome.
So I mean, it sounds
Yeah.
like this is
also,
going to be the best game ever made.
also no date.
Yeah.
I say this game probably comes out in like 2020, 21.
I'm saying 2020.
You think so? Yeah.
That's
can
me
see
being
some-
hopeful,
yeah.
but I'm okay with that.
Okay.
CD Project Red. I mean, I'm actually excited that it's first person.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a lot of people are like, why isn't it third? Why isn't it third? But it makes sense to be first person because The Witcher was open fields and swinging swords.
This
so third
is
person. This
shooter.
is
It's a city.
shooter in a city.
Yeah.
It just kind of makes more sense that
I
way.
love the Blade Runner, Cyberpunk type
look
stuff.
to it.
So, I mean, shit. Take your time with it. I like how the characters voice as well. I think that's huge.
Yeah.
That you're not just going up to people; they're saying stuff to you,
And you
then-
have to read it. And, yeah.
correct. And then, yeah, I mean, I think from what I've heard behind closed doors, like this is
A lot of people are saying this is going to be their game of
like
E3.
they're talking about like you can climb and cling to walls and like all that type of shit. Like,
so excited for more
Interesting.
information.
Yeah.
All right.
But I think so. That's really it for Microsoft's press conference. Gary, what would you rank Microsoft's press conference?
C.
C, really? That's I'm giving it an A. I thought it was really, really well done. I thought that they had a bunch of games that kind of spoke to me and a bunch of exciting news.
But it's not exclusive though.
They're not exclusive, but
Yeah,
they did
that's-
show off a lot of. So they showed off Gears, they showed off Halo. They just had a
show
lot.
off Halo?
The press conference itself, I think they did a really good job of pacing it, showing the people what they wanted to see, and going on. I'm giving it an A.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna give it a B. I felt they did everything they needed to do.
I also thought the
Idea.
acquiring of the 5 studios is helpful for the future, and that they understand they need more exclusives,
Yes.
not just the same shit
Yeah,
over and over.
that and that's holding me back from giving them a higher grade because still,
You have those, but there's no games yet.
yeah.
Anthony,
C plus.
C plus. Steve,
Probably, I'm going to see.
C.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that's going to be it for our Microsoft E3 press conference post-show analysis. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be right back.